Okay, today we're going to talk about whether or not entrepreneurs can work for somebody else. Hi, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Yesterday, I talked to you about whether or not entrepreneurs are risk takers. And if you sort of have your own opinion on that, I'd love to hear it. Go back and watch my opinion on it. I'll summarize it for you here. I feel like they are risk takers, clearly. And there's a big difference in entrepreneurs. There's some that take immense amounts of risk and some that take very calculated risks. And in my opinion, the best entrepreneurs are those who don't take wild risks. They take very calculated risks in scenarios where they can mitigate those risks. So if entrepreneurs were outright risk takers, they would quit their day job and never work for anybody else. And I have in my past, in my entrepreneurial journey, had people who advised me that with my very first startup, actually, I had some so-called experts tell me that I had to quit my six-figure day job where I was, moving up the corporate ladder and quit that day job and focus on my startup. And I understand where they're coming from because, that allows for you to focus more on the startup. But at that age I was at, let's see, that was a while back. So about 10 years ago now. So I would have been about 36. I was in the middle of my career. I had a family to provide for. I had a daughter. I had lots of financial responsibilities. And so had I just stopped outright what I was doing, quit my day job and gone to work for myself, it could have been a recipe for disaster. As a matter of fact, it would have been that very first startup. I've been honest about it. It failed. We had a lot of success. We had members in 45 different countries, but we never really were able to conquer the monetization of the business. And so it shuttered. And so had I quit my day job, it would have been a financial disaster. We may have had to file for bankruptcy. Who knows what would have happened? So the beauty about keeping a day job as an entrepreneur is that, certainly you don't have as much time to focus on your business, but also you have hopefully some discretionary income that you can sink into your ventures. And then you grow that venture to a point where it will replace your income. And then eventually you can leave and go to work for yourself. So, entrepreneurship is not entirely about just never working for somebody else. There's another reason you work for other people, maybe early on in your professional career, even if you're interested in entrepreneurship. It's because you get this opportunity to learn all these skills and make all these connections while you're getting paid, and then apply those later on in your entrepreneurial journey. So I'm not one of those that says if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you absolutely have to quit your day job and focus full time on what you're doing. Don't get me wrong, I get the power of focus, but I also get the power of having some money coming in that allows you to pour that money into this new asset you're trying to grow, this new business, and then get it launched. There's another thing I want you to think about in terms of entrepreneurs that work for other people. So can an entrepreneur or can you even be called an entrepreneur if you don't have your own business and you're working for other people? Not really, but you can have the entrepreneurial mindset. A lot of people will call those entrepreneurs, and I definitely believe in that. As a matter of fact, myself, when I go to hire people, I look for someone with an entrepreneurial mindset, someone who wants to own what they do, who's creative, self-starter, right? All these characteristics that we would say an entrepreneur has. While you may not be able to be called an entrepreneur if you strictly work for somebody else, I do believe you can be an entrepreneur. You can be an entrepreneur inside an organization, particularly the right organizations that value those skills, and you can be a self-starter. You can own your product. So if you are in charge of a product at a company, own it like it's yours. Run that like it's your own business. It's a great way to gain some skills. And I think those type of people, these entrepreneurs, these entrepreneurs make really, really good employees in the right instances. Now, sure, there are some entrepreneurs who don't make good employees. They just aren't coachable. They aren't manageable. They're a little bit too much of a wild card. You've met some of those, I'm sure, in your life. I know I have. But to answer the question, can entrepreneurs work for someone else? Absolutely. In my mind, they can. Does that mean they're the type of entrepreneur that our media tends to sensationalize? No. But can you be entrepreneurial and work for someone else? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I recommend it. If you're not in a financial position where you can just afford to have no money coming in through your business, I don't recommend quitting your day job. Stick with it for a while, learn new skills, make new contacts, make really good use of that time as you're building your business. And hopefully it will get to the point where it will replace that day job income consistently over time, right? If it does it for 1 month, don't just quit your job all of a sudden. But if it does it for 3 to 6 months and shows that it's going to keep growing and you can cover your expenses and things, then I think then's a good time to think about maybe quitting your day job and moving on to being a full-time entrepreneur for yourself. All right. Until next time, I hope that helps and I hope you find your voice. Have a great day.